This conference will now be recorded.
So, Sirisha, Sam, and Tilly, you attended Sunday's class, right? The last class.
Yes.
Okay, then I hope we can continue with the next. So, on Sunday, we had two doubts, right? One is finding a duplicate, and also the another is when we were using dictionary with for loop, there was some issue.
Yeah, keys.
Mm-hmm. But
Keys
actually,
are.
what happened? I then after the class, I closed my session. Then later I opened. When I checked, it was working fine. There was some problem with the VS Code only. But duplicate, yeah, I found a way to. First, let's see that for dictionary. So I know you all understand this program. We are using D item, D keys, and D values. Um, we, let me comment all this. So initially, let's see the output for this. So it is K1, K2, and K3. That day it was showing only K, right? It was showing only K.
Yes.
So the K comma V, the keys are K1, K2, and K3, and the values are 3, 1, and 2. Let me uncomment this. So the keys are K1, K2, and K3, and the values are 3, 1, and 2. So here is a sorted value. So when we sort it, it is becoming as 1, 2, and 3. I didn't do any changes in the code. It was purely some VS Code issue, I believe, because later when I turned on my computer after a few hours, it was working. So let's go to the next program where we wanted to remove. So initially we saw how to remove duplicates from the list and how to count a word. Then we wanted to see how to find duplicates in a word. So let me create a file. So initially what we do, we get input from the user. So initially I get input from the user. I'm asking to enter in the same line. We can do with two different input also. Since I'm getting two words in the same line, I'm splitting it because two words will be separated by space. So I'm splitting and saving into words. And later, I'm just calling this find duplicate words function. It will so ignore this result one, result two. So we are calling a function. So let's write the function now. So here we are going to write a for loop. Here we are passing two words in one variable. So we get two words as an input. So for item in words, so since there are two or multiple words, we are getting one word after the other. And then I need two variable to hold my data. One is the recording on? Let me check. Yeah, the recording is on. So I want to create a duplicate list. I'm creating an empty as of now and a normal list that's too empty, and then count equal to 0. So ignore this. Now see what is there inside for loop. So in the for loop, I'm going to see if the item is already in the normal list. For example, if the line is let this be the line. So initially the normal list is empty and duplicate list is also empty. So when I give for loop, what happens for item in words? This is words, right? This is what we have inside words, right? So for each item in words, what I'm going to see, if item in normal list, I'm checking if the item is already. So now for item in words, initially it will be this, right? This item will hold this because this is the first word. So item will now hold this, and then if item in normal list, I'm checking if item is there in the normal list. My normal list is initially empty, so it is not there. This is not there inside normal list. So what happens? Let me put it in the notepad. What I'm going to tell is I'm going to check if the item is there in the normal list. Initially, it is not there, right? Initially, it will be false. So what if it is false? I'm going to add it to the normal list. So we use append function to add anything into the list, isn't it? If we have to add some value into the list, we use append, and inside it we give the value. So here it is item. Initially, the item will be this, right? Item is this. Now, normal list will have this, right? So the normal will have this inside it. So for example, here item is in normal list is initially false because our normal list will not have anything initially. So that is why I'm adding it inside the else condition. What? So next time, for example, if the line has this again, here the line will have this again. In that case, what will happen? The second item will also be list, and if condition will also be list. Here, if item in normal, because it is already there in the normal, right? It will be true. For the second time, when you process the second this, it will be true, right? This if condition. So in that case, I'm going to add it to the duplicate. Add to duplicate list, isn't it? Because this is duplicate. Guys, till this you understood the function? Is it clear till now?
Yes.
Okay. So the process will go on for every word. When it finds the first cat, it will not be there inside the normal list. So it will add cat to the normal list. And ace is also not there in the normal list. So it will add. My is also not there in the normal list. It will add. And when it sees cat for the second time, it is already there in the normal list. So it is going to add it to the duplicate list. So by this way, you will have a normal list which will have only the unique item, and a duplicate list. It will tell what all the words were repeated, right? So I'm going to return both normal and duplicate list from the function. Return. So that is why I'm having result 1 and result 2. When I call this find duplicate, it is going to give me two different detail, two different values. So I'm going to say one here and the other here. Let's see if it's showing any error. Okay, no syntax error. So here the duplicate word is cat. So here maybe cat is repeated and is repeated. Cat is repeated for 3 times. So these are the duplicate word it finds. Then later we can process the duplicate list and we can tell how many words are repeated here. Maybe cat is repeated for 2 times and this is only 1 time. But there is a simpler way to do that, this handling this duplicate list. That we can see later because it would need to understand what is class, what is object, and how to import some already available library in Python. So as of now, we can park this here. So here we just found what are the duplicates word. If you want a counter, like how many words are duplicate. For example, cat is repeated for twice and this is only for one. If you want to add counter, we will see this later once we cover class, objects, all those advanced topic. We'll take this program again and we can implement those whatever we learned on top of this program. Okay.
So right now for this function, no need of count equal to 0, right?
Yeah, count is not required.
Okay.
This will work fine.
For this 12th line, the result 1, result, comma, result 2 is find duplicate words. So we have put a comma.
Yeah, actually. So here I can give variable 1 comma variable 2 equal to 1 comma 2. So here my variable 1 will have 1 and variable 2 will have 2. So I can assign multiple values and variables in one single line. This is also possible. This also
We
would
are
work
assigning the
fine.
list also.
Yeah, we can do for any data structure. So variable list 1, but they should be comma separated.
Okay.
So here, yeah, here I separated the variable and here the output is also comma separated.
And it will have the return function, like the return is the to list.
Sorry. So what I'm
We are
doing is I'm
returning
returning,
two lists. That's why you're storing the result in result 1 and result 2.
yeah. So since I'm returning two values, I'm having two variable to hold them.
Okay.
And the result two is duplicate list. That's why I'm giving result two here, duplicate words.
Okay.
So here I have given a simple example, list one and list two. Here I have one value and the second value. So list two will have 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
So result
And the
one will
split
not
is
hold the duplicate item, right? Only the original, only single items it will be holding according to that program when we are appending.
No, I'm not understanding. What is the question?
We have given normal list to append the item if it is, if the complete
Normal.
sentence will be appended to the result one.
Complete sentence will not be appended to the result when, for example, if this is my sentence, let me show
Hmm.
it here. So this is my sentence, right?
Yes.
Only the unique values will be stored in normal list, correct?
Okay.
If you want, I can explain from the start. You are understanding why it is holding only unique value?
Yeah, I understood. It is checking for the duplicate item, like if the
Haha.
same element is repeated again.
Yeah.
So
So here
we are
the
appending.
logic is. Mhm.
If the item is not, if it, the item is not found in the normal list only, it is appending to the normal list. If it is finding the item, it is just appending to the duplicate list directly.
Right. Yeah, right. So,
Okay.
only the unique value will be added here. When the word is repeated for the second time, it will be added here.
To the duplicate list.
Yeah. So word is this, and normal list is initially empty, and duplicate list is initially empty. So we have for, because we want to iteratively call one after the other. We want to access one value after the next value. Okay. So we are inside for, and for the first item, initially the item will be this. It will check if it is there in the normal list. Initially, it will be empty. So
Yes.
what is the condition? Answer for this condition? Item in normal. No, it's not in normal because normal is empty. It couldn't find that item, so it is false. Right?
Okay.
False means it has to go to else condition. So in else condition, we are adding the word. Sorry.
Adding item to the normal list.
Yeah, add words to.
No, it will add word to normal list.
Yeah. So it will add words to normal list. So initially it will add this to my normal list, right? And
Okay.
duplicate will be empty because it's not processing this line. If it is false, it will directly go into line number 8. It will run what is there inside else block. So now when second time it sees this, again item also will be this. It checks whether the item is in the normal list. Yeah, it is already there. So here the answer is true. So it will ignore these two lines. It will only run this line number 6. So it is going to, what it is going to do, it is going to add to the duplicate list. So by this way, when the word is repeated, it will not be added to the normal list. Normal list will have only the unique words, and duplicate list will have those words which are repeated. So here, let me save this. So the normal list is this: cat is not my. When this finds the second time, it is going to add here, and but it, when it's finding is for second time, it is going to add here because we already have is in our normal list, and his and cat is already there in the normal list, so it is going to add to the duplicate list.
Okay.
So someone else was also asking some doubts, right? Who was that?
No, I was saying that this words, the split functionality is used because it was done a way before. So it is used to convert the string into a list format, na? The
Yeah,
split
right.
function.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Correct.
the
Yeah.
text is
So
in the string format, and we are
correct.
using this method, sorry, not function,
Correct.
using this method to convert it into list. That is the words. Word is a list type.
Yeah,
Okay.
correct. So initially we are getting the input and saving into text. Actually, you clearly said the right thing. So for example, initially it will be like this. When it gets from input, it will be converted to string. So it will have double quotes and it will be saved into text. Now words equal to text dot split. Split will just split based on the space. Now words will look like this. Since it has comma now separated, it is called list.
But if it has comma or some other text, like so, do we like
Yeah,
so
I
comma
can
will
do that.
also be considered as a word or a character at that time. If
Yeah,
we are separating is based on the space, so we will be adding split comma in that, or we'll be separate just we'll separate it by space, and that comma will also be a part of the list.
yeah. Let's try that here. Usually, how do we give comma as usually in English language, we give comma next to is, right? This
Yes.
cat is my cat. We can give like this all, and let me have text two also. let's see how this is handled. And text 3.
Uh, can we add a text with this cat is comma my cat is cute, like is comma and is without comma.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
right.
yes, yes,
So in this case, I guess this will be different from this. Let's see.
yes.
So for this text one, word words equal to. So the text is this. This cat is my cat. So it's having issue in handling it, I guess. Words.
The comma also considered as is in the list.
But there should be one more single quotes, right?
No, no,
Let's
no,
let's
no.
see.
Is comma and quote closed. Can you check?
After is okay. Is comma.
Yeah.
Okay, because
It
we have is
is
comma,
considered
right?
as the one element. Yeah.
One single. Okay. So it is five. One, two, three. Third one is so
So
words
what I am trying to
index
say
two.
over here is because if we'll add a comma, then it will consider it separately. Like because is comma, although is repeating two times, but we have a comma is, so it will consider it as a three character word, and
Yeah,
it's not same as is. So in that case, this code would not work now.
correct. Yeah. So here, in this case, when you come to text two, here comma is separate. In this case, is
And
different, comma is different. But here is
is
this
there
is
any
one.
type like my question was is can we separate it
Yeah,
by
we can
both
do that. Like,
comma and by split, like we can we implement split two times, or can we like first we'll be separating it by space because split functionality can only be separated by one thing na, either space or new line or comma. So do we need to put the method two times, like first separated by what do you say, um space and then by comma, but it is
yeah, we
already
can do
converted
it.
into list.
Yeah, we can implement any logic, but so here in this case, no, this is different from this. So even though it is duplicate, it is not going to find because we have a comma here. What I can do is I can split. After splitting, I can check if the words this list has comma inside it. If it has comma, I can replace or I can use replace function to replace all comma to empty space. Or I can, if it is separate comma, I can pop the comma from the list. I can do any logic. We can implement anything. I can replace this comma also. So those all will come in negative scenario. I mean, we can assume that the user might give not just comma, but also the period. The user can give full stop. We can handle
Full
for both
stop
full
or
stop and comma.
exclamation marks or exclamation
Yeah.
exclamatory mark or apostrophe, no apostrophe, what do you say, these quotes, it can also
Mm,
give quotes in between.
yeah. So we have to have a negative scenario to handle all those. What all we think might user might
Oh,
give, which is not a valid input, then we have to have some logic to implement them. You can split it by
okay,
comma. I mean, initially, instead of splitting uh, by space and comma, initially we first clean the string. We remove all the comma, full stop, exclamatory from the given line using replace function. Then we can split it. So all the comma will be replaced by empty space. Then we can replace it. I mean, then we can split it.
okay.
So somebody was asking some more doubt. Any other doubts, guys? So what I'll do here, text 4. Let me consider text 4. So when I split it, it is here you can see. Now what I'll do,
A word spelling we need to correct.
huh, which means I'm removing it. I'm replacing it with nothing. So initially, if I don't give replace, my second S is like this. After replace, it is like this. So I can write multiple replace function to replace comma, exclamatory, and full stop. Then later I can split.
So
Will this
we need
work?
to add multiple function, like multiple methods into this, or the replace can take multiple arguments for this.
I haven't tried replacing with multiple arguments. Maybe, yeah, let's see if we can.
Anu, can we use regular expression?
Yeah, I haven't thought you regular expression. That's why I'm
Yeah.
not going into that.
Okay, okay.
It's actually a very interesting topic, but initially it will be little difficult to understand and mug up those commands. Yeah, but I would definitely go for regular expression only. In this case, I'll not go for replace at all, because I'm a regular expression lover. But yeah, since I didn't taught you that, no, I'm not bringing that into the program now. So initially, if I split it, it will look like this. Here I see period to the word, and here I see comma to the word. But if you wanted to replace, and if you wanted to go with multiple replace, what I can do is I can replace. I can create a dictionary for replace, and I'll tell comma should be replaced with empty. Then second element of the dictionary is period should be replaced with empty. So I'm telling this is a key and this is a value. right? And exclamation also empty, correct? I will create a dictionary, then I'll create a function, or I'll create a function and I'll see if any is matching with this dictionary. If it is matching, I'll tell perform the replace. If I have to go for replace dictionary, there is something called there is a function we have which is called re.sub. But for this is actually part of a library called re. There is some library called re in Python, which will nothing but regular expression. So it will have with that regular expression. If we import that library, that means when we import any library, we are telling Python to go and use a method and function which is created in that library. So in that case, there are a few methods inside it, and which will help us to do all these things in a easier way. But let's see this once I teach you what is library and how to access the methods from library. So after we see that topic, we can take this program and we can do the changes. We can implement all the negative scenario. But as of now, since we have not seen any regular expression or library, if you want to replace, you can replace using this way, and you have to write multiple lines only. In single, a replace will accept only two parameter. One is a string to be changed, and I mean, what we have to change and what we have to give the new value. Only these two things it will accept. Is it clear, guys? As we see advanced topics, no, the program, all our program, whatever we have written, everything will change. Initially, I would have written multiple if condition. Later, I will implement for, and I can implement while loop also. The same program, once you know the advanced topic, you can implement that, and the program size also will be reduced, and the processing also will change, but the output will be same. So we can do this later. We can see this implementing this later when we see the advanced topic. Mhm. But Divya, as of now, you can use replace if you wanted to add the negative scenario, cover the negative scenario. So guys, any doubt in this? And Divya, I guess your assignment was
Yes, multiplication
generate
table.
multiplication table. Yeah, are you ready to take it now?
Yes, yes.
Mhm. Then I'll give
But
access
I
to you.
have one thing to tell that in multiplication table, it won't work for a negative scenario. Like it can only work for minus values. But if somebody would enter alpha or something, so I'm not able to make
Yeah, we can
code
do
for
it
that.
together. No, don't
Yes,
worry.
because I
Whatever you
tried
did, no?
alpha is digit and it was not working, so I just made it
Uh-huh.
for the positive scenario.
That's fine. That's
Okay,
completely fine, Divya. You can go with that. We can see how to
okay,
implement the negative scenario later. Okay?
okay, sure.
Mm-hmm. I'm making you
Uh,
presenter.
okay. So, uh, so I hope the resolution is fine for everybody.
Yeah,
Like,
I could see. What about
okay,
others?
Yeah, fine for me.
Mm-hmm.
okay. So this is the pseudo code, and it is like some block or representation of the pseudo code. So first, we'll be defining a function or a procedure named multiplication table, and then we'll be passing an input or an argument into this, the number. And from here, our function will stop. This code is this code block is for the function, and when the function ends, we'll be getting a multiplication table. So we'll be having outside this function, we'll ask the user to input the number for which they want the multiplication table. And as of now, we'll be having multiplication table till 10, like from 1 to 10, from 10, 1 to 10. And then when we'll input this, we'll call the function. So it will move to this function, and in here we have defined the code block. First, the only negative scenario that I considered over here is having a negative or a zero value of number. So if somehow the user enters any negative value, negative integer or float, or it enters some number, like it enters zero, so it will print that please enter a value greater than 1. If it enters a value greater than 1, then it will go into a for loop. So the iteration will happen from 1 to 10 for this, and it will print the numbers, like the I will be when it will iterate from 1 to 10. So during each iteration, the I value will be incremented. X value will remain same, which is the number, which is my number, and it is equal to the number into the incremented value, like 1 to 10. So our code block will end over here, the for loop and the if loop, and the function is ended over here. And again, we this is the one we discussed, that will be inputting the number, and we'll call the function. So define a function that takes the number as argument. This is my pseudocode, and check whether the number is less than 1. If it is less than 1, then we need to print an error message. And if the number is greater than or equal to 1, it will go into a loop from 1 to 10, and it will print the multiplication table. Outside this function that is over here, we'll be asking the user to input a number, and then we'll call the function with the number as the argument, which the user has inputted. So if we'll go on Visual Studio, so this is the multiplication table. I hope the resolution is fine. Or
Mhm.
is it- so we have defined a function multiplication table argument, and in if number is less than 1, then we'll be printing the error message, print enter the value greater than 1. And the else part will also have the for loop. So in else part, we'll have a for loop where it would iterate I will iterate from the range 1 to 11. So 11 won't be considered. So it will iterate from 1 to 10. So print, we'll be using an F string over here, and then the number which the user will enter, and I will be the iteration from 1 to 10. So in each iteration, when the number is entered, suppose it's 9. So 9, first it will start with 1, 9 into 1, that is 9 into 1, 9. Then it will go to 2, then 9 into 2, 9 into 2 is 18, so it will print the 18. 18 as the output. And after this function will be this is the function we have defined. So when we'll run it, so user would be asked to enter the number. So input is the function which is used to input the values in the string format. So first we need to convert it into the integer format, like and then it is stored in number variable. So we'll be running the multiplication table with the number inputted as the argument over here. Uh, this is Thorny. We can also use this to check how it is working. First, we'll run the code. Okay. Um, Save, run Python code. Do anyone wants to try any number? Or that's a very simple thing. Uh,
5.
5. So we have the table till 10, 5, 10. Any other number you want to try?
I have
Give
a doubt here.
Yes,
So actually, the range you have given is 1 to 11. Why it is working only till 10? Why the 11 is not shown?
because in range the endpoint is not considered. Like it will only
Mm-hmm.
uh, work from 1
Yeah.
to 10 only. So this
like
Mm,
is
okay. It will work once before.
yeah, n minus 1.
yes, yes.
So Tilly had mentioned 9. Could you run for 9?
Okay.
No, no, run.
Run the code, yeah.
Um, let's try it for like 12
Any negative
or
number
an
also?
yes, let's try for negative number. -2. Please enter the value greater than 1. So it entered into the for loop, if loop, sorry, if statement. And do anybody want me to show it in Thorny? It might take little time. If you wish, you can do that.
Well, anybody wanted to see in Tony? Please tell yes or no. Okay, Sam is telling yes.
Okay. So the same is here in Thorny. So first we'll just run it. Let's suppose we'll enter a number called 15, and this is the table for 15. And let's click on the debug button. So it first came to it first pointed to the function. Now input block. Now it will prompt for the input, enter the number. So 15. Now my input is in this input function. Input, what do we say? Input method or
Yeah, yeah. Input function. So input function
input
pass the
function.
value in
So
15. Yeah.
input function has passed this value. We have got 15 and it will be stored in the number variable, and it was converted into integer format, and now it will be in the number variable. Now it will call the multiplication table function. Number is put as an argument in the multiplication table function. Now it has entered into the function inside the function block. So first it will go to the if statement and will check whether 15 is greater than 1 or less than 1. If it is less than 1, so 15 is, since 15 is greater than 1, so it is a false statement, so it won't run this statement. It will move to the else block. Now in the else block, it will check the range and now it has iterated I to 1. Okay, and it has gone to the print statement, and it will be replacing the print statement with I as 1 and number as 15, and thus it will calculate it number of into I, that is 1, and the operation, that is number into I, that is 15. So it has printed the first line. Now again it would iterate from 2, and then again 2 as I, 15 as number, and the operation of 2 and 15, that is 30, and it will print this. Similarly, it will print all the. I'm doing it fast so that we'll see how it ends. Now the value is 10, I value is 10, the last step. Okay. Again, it has come out of the else loop and the function is end. I hope everyone understood it. I think after leap year and Fibonacci series, this is quite easy.
That's true.
That's true.
This is quite easy to understand. Shall I unshare my screen, Anu?
Yeah, so could you post the program here, both the pseudocode and program? Guys, so I got the data from program from Sam because he posted that PPT in the chat. So I got the program and I copy pasted into the doc. So the remaining people, could you guys, Sirisha, Tilly, Rajita
Uh,
has pinged me that day. So Rajita program I copied and pasted it. So Sirisha, Tilly, Divya, could
yeah,
you paste your
sure,
pseudocode and program?
sure.
Yes, okay.
Thanks, Divya, for explaining this each step.
Welcome. It was quite boring, I suppose.
No, actually, it's not whether we know or not. It's like I want to check both, whether you were able to explain it clearly and whether
Okay.
everybody is paying attention to it and asking doubts.
Was
Those
I
things
able
I
to
want to
explain
check.
fine? Like,
You explain clearly. You even explained what is input function. From basic, you explained every line. So I liked.
okay, thank you.
Yeah. Uh, Thanks everybody because everybody did that. Everybody took one assignment and you explained it well. And Fibonacci series was a little bit difficult. So Tilly, you did a great job. You chose that and you did that. Everybody did a great, amazing job because no, maybe this was the first time for you to teach somebody. So thank you guys for taking this initiative. And actually, Vivek, I have given one assignment to Vivek. He he couldn't teach that. Maybe I can complete that program. So it is sum of digits. If you are giving if you are giving 112, it has to add all the three digit 112, 1 plus 1 plus 2. So answer is 4. So that is a problem statement I have given him. Since he couldn't do it, let's complete that program. So guys, we have done, once we complete that, right? We have seen 17 plus 4. We have seen 21 programs till now. We have completed 21 projects till now. So guys, please, over the weekend, go through all the program. You can revise it once, and then what you can do is when you revise, note down what is a problem statement in one line. So you will have 21 problem statement, and close the document, open your visual code, try to implement it, and don't even copy the syntax, because this is a practice for you to um, mug up the syntax. So pick one problem from the top two and the bottom two. If you were able to do it properly, then you're very clear with what we have taught till now. I mean, I know you all understood, but writing a program is a little bit different, right? Learning is a different, and writing and doing on your own is different. So go through all the problem statement for once, revise it and close it, and try it in Visual Code, right? Try it in Visual Code and see if you are able to completely run the program without any error. You might face error, but you have to debug and resolve it. If you couldn't, then you can go back to your document and see what you missed or what was not written properly. Then you can do the same step, repeat the same step, start from the first line, try to write it again. So this practice is really must, guys. So this weekend, maybe before this weekend, we will be reaching 25 or 26 program. I want you guys to be strong in all 26 programs. Okay, because I have taken some programs away from the interview questions, which I got from my colleagues, because different people have different type of interviews. I got the questions from all those people, and I started taking questions from Lead Code as well. So Lead Code is a platform where they practice for data structure and algorithm. Once they are very good at programming, the next level is they learn data structure and algorithm. And because that's how the um, big tech companies interview the people. So they have to explain the data structure and algorithm, and also the time and space complexity after they write the code. For example, Microsoft, Google, all the FAN companies expect the candidate to explain everything, not just the pseudocode and program, but also the data structure, algorithms, time and space complexity. So to learn that, people go and solve some sample code and sample problem statement in Lead Code. So once they were able to crack easy, medium, and hard in Lead Code, then they are eligible for Google. They can give an attempt in Google. They can at least get past at least 2 to 3 rounds among the 5 rounds. So I started taking all the easy questions from Lead Code for this Python as well. So that, I mean, until unless you learn data structure and algorithm, you cannot crack any big company. But at least a medium level companies, you can give a try, give an attempt in Python development interviews. So if you at least learn and know how to write the program, which till now what we saw, then you are eligible to crack some interview. You can easily at least go through the half of the interview in medium level product based companies, maybe at the end of the course. At the end of the course, you will be really will be in a good position to crack. You can even say that you are an experienced candidate, even though you're not experienced in Python. You can still say you are an experienced candidate in Python for 2 or 3 years, and you can give an attempt, because we are going in that deeper level in Python. But what I wanted to convey is, please be very confident with the programs, whatever we saw till now. If they're asking something new, that's different. But please be very confident with whatever we saw till now. That is more than enough to crack any interview. I actually wanted to
I have a
conduct a
question.
test. Mhm.
I have a question. I did not attend the weekend class. Sorry, I
Mhm.
interrupted in between. So, I was also doing the IPython. So, is it necessary to learn IPython because I'm not able to run a few things over there? Like it is coming into the loop in like I can enter into IPython, but it is not working as it was working for you.
Maybe at the end of the session, you can share your screen. We can fix it. But it is definitely needed for practicing the file. If you wanted to handle file and you wanted to run it in terminal, IPython is needed. And the next thing is when you are going to write some Python program for web crawling. So you guys would have heard what is web scraping. Web scraping is they scrape the complete web page and take only few details from it. So for example, if this is a web page and I want only the normal list from this web page, I can scrape this alone. So for example, there are multiple pages, right? Multiple pages will have some output. So I want to scrape only output out of it. So that is actually a there is something called web scraping developer. He does only that. So for that, we need IPython. Only through IPython we can do that if you wanted to do in terminal. So it is must to learn to know IPython. Maybe you can share your screen. I can see what the issue is and we can fix it.
Okay, okay.
Maybe guys, we can wind the session here. I'll show the code which assignment which I given to Vivek. We'll see if Vivek could join and explain tomorrow. Otherwise, I'll take that. Then we can move forward. Sirisha, yeah, you can drop.
Okay,
That's
thank
all.
you all.
Mhm. Rajita, you can drop if you want because we have ended the session. Like, I'm not going to teach anymore after this. And Divya is having some issue with IPython. I'm just going to fix it. Apart from that, I mean, you if you want, you can drop. So, Divya, you are a presenter till now, so you can share your screen. We'll see what the issue is with IPython.
Shall I open it in the command prompt only, or it can
Yeah, yeah,
also
you
work
can
in
go ahead.
PowerShell?
Ah, this also would be fine. Go ahead. Usually, I
Uh,
do it in PowerShell only. Could you open PowerShell?
I capital, or it was small? I don't remember.
Smaller, smaller, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So it was something like percentage write file, something like that. Uh, oh,
Yeah.
again, this it starts writing when I put enter or backward. It starts writing in the backward direction. I don't know
Could
what
you
is
give
happening.
backspace? Could you give backspace now? Maybe you would have, and you have to, there is an insert key, right? Some key
Yes,
called
when I'll
insert in your keyboard. Maybe that
insert,
you would
yes.
have, and maybe
No,
it
no, no.
is an
I am
insert mode.
this is an insert mode, but I'm just clicking backspace. How do I remove this insert mode?
So what's happening when you give backspace?
When I click giving backspace, like now I'm giving backspace. So it is entering it. It is copying the one which I have entered previously, like file I
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
life
Okay.
ILIF.
Okay. So then, could you click on that insert key?
Yes,
Click
I
once.
am clicking. Yes,
Could you
I
give
have.
backspace again? The backspace is still
Not.
not working.
Yes, it's not working.
Could you give delete?
No, it's not working with delete as well. I tried many things.
Could you, using the arrow, could you go one step backward? I mean, left arrow.
No, it's not working.
Oh, so weird. The
So
problem
that's
is
why I could
usually it is
not. Yes, that's why I could not,
okay.
like, even if I'll do it correctly, then also I am not able to go into block two. This is like one, and I was doing it as you were doing, but was not able to come out of this block.
Mm,
Like, again, I can PowerShell, I Python. Okay, so first I need to enter percentage, correct? Right,
yeah, yeah.
and after this,
Write file,
write file, space.
space,
Okay, now
test.txt.
test.txt, test.txt. Okay, shall I click
Enter.
enter?
Yeah.
So it was working, like there were some dots and something was coming up. It's not coming for me. Okay, the text has
Okay.
two tt. Okay, it
No,
has
that's fine.
two t.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. It has to TT.
So
Give Control C.
shall I
Give
control
double
C,
enter. Give a enter again. Uh-huh. Yeah. Now you can try
control
again.
C.
No, no, no.
Okay,
Now you can try.
fine. Okay, it is appending the T by itself. I'm not doing. I thought it was my mistake.
Okay. Actually, I don't know. I never face this issue. Usually, I have faced this issue in my Linux or Unix, where it will be in the insert mode. But
I even
um,
tried it in command prompt, but somehow it was something
so
different there as
IPython, what
well.
is the version it's showing? IPython.
3.11.4, backed by Anaconda. Okay, is it related to
IPython.
Anaconda? Because I installed
Yeah, yeah, that's
Anaconda.
fine. No, 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 that's fine. If you just have Python, IPython, that's enough. So IPython
No,
8.12. Okay.
IPython is 8.12.
Yeah. 1 minute. Okay, I got 8.14, but that shouldn't be an issue. Um, could you give me a day? I will check what the issue might be because I couldn't reproduce that issue at my end. I don't know how to fix it, but if insert is not an issue, then I will see.
I am just sending you the screenshot for reference.
Okay.
I'm not able to
Usually
paste
it
it
will be
in
the
the.
problem with insert only. Mm,
Can't we send a picture over here
wait,
in the
I'll only
chat?
take a screenshot because I'm over screen share. I'll take a.
Okay.
Okay, I got the screenshot. You don't worry. I'll see what the issue is. Otherwise, we will uninstall everything and install it back.
Okay. So IPython is basically a part of Python. Like
Yeah.
it gets installed by when we are installing Python.
No, it will not be installed when we install Python. We have to use, sometimes it does. Otherwise, we have to use that pip command I have given. It is pip installed IPython. Let me post that command here. So this is a command to install IPython. Rajita, you can use this. What you have to go do is after you log into your PowerShell, open your PowerShell, you just have to run this command and it will install IPython. Maybe what Divya can do is pip installed IPython 8.14.0. Could you try this command? Hmm, why it's showing this?
Uh,
Go to
does it
Python.
have
Could
space?
you? No. What we can do is go to Python. Just give Python first. Now could you run this pip install? Mm,
Uh, Install, it is not able to.
spelling is right only. INSTALL.
Mm. It is not able to understand the syntax.
But outside the Python screen only it should work. Maybe I'll share my screen. Mm,
Okay.
though I already have IPython, see, I have given IPython and I was inside this IPython, but I just gave pip installed IPython. It was doing the requirement and installing it. Or you can do what you can do is to update python.exe -m pip installed upgrade pip. I don't know if this would work, but you can try this command. But I am not sure why you're seeing that issue. Maybe give me a day. I'll see what the issue is and I'll get back to you, Divya. But for the other people, you can
Okay.
just try this pip installed IPython to install IPython. You have to do it in command prompt, I mean in PowerShell before entering into the Python only you can give. It would work.
In my system, I installed everything, I got it, but I couldn't exit as I told you yesterday, right, in the chat.
But after you gave that open and close bracket, it was working fine, right?
No, I didn't try it. Actually, my system got some issue.
Okay. Actually, the issue
Yeah,
is you haven't given the open and close bracket because exit is a function. You can give open and close bracket, it would work fine.
yeah, I'll try once my system gets proper.
Yeah, okay.
And we got the recording also yesterday, right? Monday. Before
Mm-hmm.
recording, I tried everything on Saturday or Sunday, something like
Okay.
that. Yeah, I'll check later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Anything else you
Okay.
want to discuss, guys?
Also, can we discuss the negative scenario for this multiplication table tomorrow?
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Sam. Thanks, Tilly.